Are we recording?
We're ready.
Oh, you are? Okay. What was the funniest thing you can remember that one of your children said or did?
Who are you asking?
Either of you? Both of you?
Okay, what was the funniest thing one of our children did or said? Well, let's see. Kim couldn't say,
That was Julie.
no. It was, she couldn't say S's or something, so she used to say funny words.
Well, your mama also, we lived in a house at a steep drive. She had a three-wheeler. And I looked up, I was down at the bottom, I looked up, and she come down that hill with her eyes closed going down that driveway at 90 miles an hour. And I just knew she was going to get the house.
That is the truth. She did it several times, too.
With
With her eyes closed.
She shut her eyes so she wouldn't see what she hit.
Did she hit the house?
No.
Nope,
No.
she even made the fence. She went through the gate of the fence.
How did the World War II Korean or Vietnam War affect you?
I don't believe it, I don't remember it affecting me anyway. I know that the Vietnam War there were a lot of protesters because we didn't have any business being over there.
Papa?
I don't remember that it affected me at all.
What did you like to do when you were not working?
Read?
I like to fish. I like to hunt.
What is the most amazing thing that you have? What is the most amazing thing that has ever happened to you?
The most amazing thing that ever happened to me was having 3 girls.
Bubble?
I have to think about that a minute. Most amazing. There's a lot of amazing things, but I don't know what the most amazing thing was.
Who were your parents? Full names.
4 names?
Full.
Oh. My mother was Dorothy, Eloise, Vaughn, Cersei.
Why
My
are y'all laughing?
daddy was Patrick Roland Cersei. Junior, yeah. Junior.
My mother was Myrtle Marie Hall Cash. My daddy was Jesse Wayne Cash.
What were your grandparents' full names?
Grandparents? My great-grandmother was Lily Mae Randall Hall, and her husband, my grandfather, was Hervey Kinman Hall.
You said great-grandmother.
My grandmother, I'm sorry. Your great-grandmother. Great.
My grandmother's name was Julia. I don't remember her middle name. Julia White Bond. But I don't remember her middle name.
It was Margaret Julia.
Okay, it was Margaret. Yeah, Margaret Julia White Bond. And my grandfather's name was Andrew Cleveland Bond.
Yeah, look up another set of grandparents.
Where were they from?
We forgot the Cerseys and
Yeah. Yeah, okay. We got another side. We did one.
okay. My daddy's mother was Laura, I forgot her middle name, but she was Hardin Cash, and my grandfather was Dick Wilson Cash. Sorry, that's it. Oh, and they were from, some of them were, my grandmother was from Oklahoma. She was part Indian. And my grandfather was from Antoine or around there someplace. I don't know exactly where he was.
All right. My grandfather Searcy, his name was Patrick Rowland Searcy. Just like my daddy, but my daddy was a junior. My grandmother, great-grandmother,
Your grandmother.
my grandmother on the Searcy side was Winnie Mae Tanner Searcy.
Oh, yeah. Where were they from?
My grandfather Vaughn was from Hanover, Alabama. That's a little town below Sylacauga. My grandmother Vaughn was from Sylacauga, I think.
Is that in Alabama?
Sylacauga, Alabama. My grandmother Searcy and my grandfather Searcy, as far as I know, they were from Talladega.
Atlanta? Is that in Atlanta? It's not. Oh, wait, I thought that was a racetrack.
Talladega. There wasn't a racetrack there when they were little. When they were young.
Nana?
Well, my daddy's mother and daddy, my grandmother was from, like I said, from Oklahoma. She was part Indian, and my grandfather was from around Antoine or someplace like that. And my mother's mother and daddy were both from Antoine, Arkansas, as far as I know, because he had the telephone office there when they were younger.
What is the most scariest thing that has ever happened to you?
The most scary thing that's ever happened to me? I really don't know. I can't. Well, maybe the day or week before your mama and daddy were getting married, I was helping Romaine move some stuff at the barn, and I tripped and fell, and I thought I broke my back, and I could hardly breathe, and they took me to the emergency room, and I was afraid I wouldn't get to go to the wedding.
What happened? Did you get to go to the wedding?
The most scariest thing, I guess, for me, there's two things I remember. One was when I lived in Mobile and I was probably in the 4th grade, or 5th grade. Right behind our house was a big ditch. Water flowed in it. And we used to stand there with a stick with a string on it, with a piece of bacon tied on the bottom, and we'd catch crawfish. They'd grab that bacon and wouldn't turn loose. I was standing there one day, and along the bank was some hedges. They were little small hedges.
What are hedges?
Bushes, just the bushes. And I was crawfishing. And of course, it was summertime, we were barefoot. And I looked down, and there was a black snake crawling right this far from my toes. And I didn't think about anything. The next thing I knew, I was standing about a foot away because I just jumped. The other thing scary thing was me and my Uncle Roy were coming from Sylacauga to Talladega on Highway 21. It had been raining and the road was kind of wet. And we were behind this old guy in a car was poking along, and it was a long straight, so I decided I was going to pass him. So I pulled out to pass him, and I got up right even to him, and he was speeding up too. He wouldn't slow down. And we were both going side by side down the highway, and here comes a car towards me. and I couldn't get around him, so I started slowing down. I put on the brakes, and when I put on the brakes, that car never slowed down because the brakes locked up, and I was skidding on that wet pavement. So I pulled over to the left, and that other car went between us. And my right wheels were off on the grass on the shoulder, and I turned it to the right, and when my front wheel hit the pavement, it slung the back end around, and I did a loop on the highway and went off on the ditch on the other side. Didn't get hurt, but it was scary.
Where was your first home? What other places have you lived at?
My first home was in Murfreesboro, Arkansas. I was born in Hope, but Mother and Daddy moved to Murfreesboro shortly after that. And after that, we lived in Hope all my life until I graduated from school and moved to Dallas. And then from Dallas, I came to Birmingham, Alabama.
During the war, I lived with my grandparents, my grandmother, Grandpa Bond, on the farm. He farmed and had cotton and corn. And when the war was over, Daddy came home and we moved to Talladega. We lived there for about a year, and we moved to Mobile. I lived in Mobile from the 4th grade up to the 8th grade. Then we moved to Auburn, where my daddy was working with a cousin of his in construction. We stayed there less than a year. Then we moved to Birmingham. And we lived in Birmingham, in that house for about a year. Then we moved to Crestline, and that's where I lived when I went to high school. Then when I got out of high school, I went to Dallas to a school out there, electronic school, and that's where I met Grandma. And then we got married and moved back to Birmingham.
When and where were you born?
I was born in Hope, Arkansas, March the 18th, 1941.
I was born in Talladega, February the 18th, 1939.
That concludes.
That's all you want to ask?
Yep.